Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Latier. I have been challenged by some friends to occasionally share some of my life stories. I think, to be fair, the person, especially initially, who asked me to do this, was actually looking for me to put it in a book. Um, I'm actually busy with writing a different book at the moment, and there are some of these things that I just kind of wanted to share just because I feel like maybe people out there could relate to them. This one I am entitling The Folly of My Youth. So, to set the stage for you, I was probably around 15 years old, and we were mischievous kids. I've kind of shared with you guys before some of my background that we went through a lot of abuse, and I think you all recognize that for people who've come through a lot of abuse, they're kind of messed up and they make a lot of stupid mistakes. So on this particular occasion, I was, like I said, I was around 15 years old, and we used to get on top. We lived down in a Marine Corps base, and we used to go through the fans in the commissary down into the store, and then bring stuff up out of the fan, and so snacks. We got a bunch of wine this particular day, comic books, just different miscellaneous stuff that we could get from the commissary store on base by crawling through the fan system. And I think I'm hoping that the statute of limitations has run out on this one. Anyways, uh, one of the places where we used to like to hang out was down at this pier dock, and it was this building that was like on stilts, so partially out in the water, part on land. And we had jumped off of it into the water in every place that there was to do that, except for one, which was the very tip top. So you got to picture this building. Uh, so the roof met together on top. So at the very tip top, it's just that ridge that you could run along and then jump out. Now, in order to do this, and the reason why we hadn't attempted it before was because in order to do it, you had to clear this dock that came around the side and up the front of it. And you had to go over the dock into the water. And in the other places, you could just jump from the building into the water. Well, this one, you had to clear the dock, and nobody had had the courage to try it. Well, on this particular day, I drank too much wine. Okay, so again, remember that this particular Zoom uh, video is about the folly of my youth. So I'd had too much wine that day, and I decided that, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. Right. So I got a running start. I'm running with everything I've got. I jump out there. I'm looking down. I'm heading straight for the dock. There's no way that I'm going to clear it. And not only that, in order to give you a little bit more, okay, so there were rusty nails that were sticking out of this old wooden dock thing, right? So I'm heading straight forward. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is not going to be pretty at all. All of a sudden, from out of nowhere, I felt a push from behind, like a gust of wind or something. And I missed the dock by about this much. So I was ecstatic. I had made it. And in my stupidity and in my folly of my youth, I called out to my brother, hey, Jimmy, are you coming next? Idiot boy. I mean, not for nothing. I should have told him, don't even bother trying because this is extremely dangerous. But that's part of being young. We do very, very stupid things. Now, part of the reason that I'm sharing this with you is years later, I came to know the Lord Jesus. And I was reading one day, I believe it's in Hebrews, but I'm not positive. But I came across this verse. Excuse me. Came across this verse that says, "For are not angels ministering spirits sent to those who are to be heirs of salvation?" And that kind of just like really broke my heart. Because I felt like in that moment, I had a flashback to that event on that pier house, to where I was going straight down toward the dock, gonna crash into it. There was no doubt at all. And I felt that push from behind. And I felt like God kind of spoke to my spirit and said, "Andrew, on that day, your angel pushed you out of the way." And I say that to say this: I am by nature a bold type person, bordering on presumption. And it's taken God a lot of years to kind of mellow me out a little bit. And I took that part. And then later on, as I was walking with God, I came to realize Jesus said, "Do not test, do not tempt the Lord your God." He was dealing with the devil in the wilderness. And, the devil had given him this temptation. And Jesus replied with, "It is also written in the word, you shall not tempt the Lord your God." And so that's kind of what I want to call us all to do. Um, in walking with God, for those of you who do walk with God, be bold, but not presumptuous. Um, that could have worked out very, very wrongly for me. And, again, I just kind of wanted to share some of my stories. They're not, necessarily a profound teaching or anything, but just, this is part of what I came through and what God's brought me out of. And if it can, touch anybody or help anybody, that's part of my hope. And some of them I want to be a little lighthearted, like today's. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.